Welcome back to the Ross Bolin podcast, presented by Bolin Media. I am Ross Bolin, joined today by producer Kade Orris, a.k.a. Content Kade. Kade, you may have noticed I'm wearing the Sauron t-shirt again today.
Just a big fan of it.
I mean, I am a big fan of it. I also just felt big Sauron energy this morning. I'm ready to cause some trouble in Middle-earth. Specifically.
You've been watching the Lord of the Rings movies again, haven't you?
I have been, Kade. This weekend.
This week.
We had a rough week with the kids, like parenting wise, with illnesses and chaos, and so at night I couldn't handle anything that I hadn't already seen 100 times to watch before bed. So I just mowed through the entire Lord of the Rings series for like the 1,000th time. But so yeah, I'm bringing the evil vibes.
Okay. Well, I'll try to counter that with some Kenergy.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
If you could, please. But before we get into some of the more divisive and controversial topics of today's show, let's do some insane headlines of the day. First one. Man wins Hemingway lookalike contest on his birthday after decade of competing. And Kade, you have to click on this link to see these Hemingway lookalike weirdos in all of their glory. It's just a bunch of old white dudes with white hair and white beards trying to look like Ernest Hemingway, who, again, I'm pretty sure put a shotgun in his mouth, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't know why that's who you would want to embody. Are there like a bunch of people running around trying to look like Kurt Cobain, too?
Well, I'm sure there are a lot of them. Like, they
aside from
do
you.
Yeah, I kind of do have that look. But I'm not itching to put a shotgun in my mouth anytime soon.
That's good. That's good. We don't want that. It says here from ABC, on his 68th birthday, almost nice, a white-bearded Wisconsin man won the Hemingway lookalike contest, a highlight of Key West's annual Hemingway Days celebration that ends on Sunday. Garrett Marshall, a retired television broadcast engineer from Madison, prevailed Saturday night at Sloppy Joe's Bar, a frequent hangout of Ernest Hemingway when he lived in Key West during the 1930s. First of all, this is the most like retired Florida shit I have ever heard.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And Sloppy Joe's, what a great name for
Sloppy Joe's Bar.
Just getting sloppy at Sloppy Joe's.
Gonna make them extra sloppy for you. Marshall said, "This is the best birthday I have ever had." His birthday falls just one day after the July 21st anniversary of Hemingway's birth. A lot of Hemingway information packed into this story, kid. On his 11th attempt, Marshall triumphed over nearly 140 other entrants in the contest that featured 2 preliminary rounds and Saturday's finals. Competitors in sportsman's attire, most emulating the rugged Papa persona Hemingway adopted in his later years, paraded on stage at Sloppy Joe's before a judging panel of previous winners. Ooh, I like that. You can only be a judge if you've won, because you looked so much like Hemingway at one point. Marshall said he shares several characteristics besides appearance with Hemingway and has written both nonfiction and short fiction. Quote, "Like Hemingway, I have a love of the outdoors. I love fishing one heck of a lot," he said, citing caches of walleye and northern pike in Wisconsin waters, as well as angling for tarpon in the Florida Keys. He said, however, that he can't match the late author's tally of 4 marriages. "I only have one wife, but that doesn't matter. That's all I need," said Marshall. Sad.
Yeah, I wonder if one of those previous winners
had 4.
Check the box on that one.
You got to think that they did.
Yeah,
that's real dedication in Hemingway fandom. Like if you really want to show appreciation for the guy, the least you could do is get divorced 3 times.
Exactly.
Come on. It says, as well as the contest and other festival events, the lookalikes focus on raising scholarship funds for Keys students. Hemingway Lookalike Society president David Douglas estimated that they amassed close to $125,000 during the 2023 festival. So for like all the talk of recession and economic issues and the end times, I don't know, man. I still feel like we're doing pretty good. Like all these old whiteheads with white beards down in the Florida Keys have an entire fucking society dedicated to this shit. The Hemingway Lookalike Society. There's a president. They racked up over $125,000 in funds for raising scholarship funds.
Wow, yeah, and they're able to get over 140 contestants at this thing.
That's like that.
I mean, like when we talked about the Kyles in Texas, like I don't even like what are they doing? Like they gotta step it up.
They
a
do
little
have
bit.
to step it up. I didn't hear shit about $125,000 going to anybody,
No,
students or otherwise.
it's a damn shame. Yeah, gotta step it up. But who would be your celebrity lookalike? Have you ever like gotten people like, oh, you look like?
Nah. One time, this chick at a Raising Cane's told me I look like Kevin Bacon. I was like 19 years old. I had no idea how to take it.
I mean, I feel like that's a compliment. Kevin Bacon. He's
a good-looking white dude, I guess, but I don't know. I don't feel like we have any facial features in common other than whiteness. Maybe that was just like her reference point for handsome white men. I guess
just a stereotypical white guy.
No fucking clue. But yeah, I mean, if I had to pick a society, a celebrity look-alike society that I would want to join and attempt to emulate the look of some celebrity that I idolized, I really don't know.
Yeah. When I was back in Indiana, I was at a bar with one of my friends, and this old dude like came up to me. He's like, "Hey, you look like someone famous." And I was like, "Well, who?" And like he didn't like give me an answer at first. He's like, "I don't really know." And then he landed on Matthew McConaughey, which I don't. I mean, I guess like the long hair and the beard, maybe
the facial hair, yeah.
But I mean, I'll take it. Like
I could see the look, the hair, and the beard combined.
Maybe when I get older, like I can kind of
Yeah.
He's aged like fine wine, so hopefully I can do the same.
I gotta tell you, that's a hell of a lot better than Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Just in general. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of who even. I don't know that there's anybody like that, like Ernest Hemingway level of influential. Like nobody's
that
gonna try to
model your look after.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna be trying to look like fucking Stephen King. You know.
Probably not. No.
I don't think. I mean, no offense to the very much still alive and great Stephen King, but yeah, he's not a handsome man. He can crank out those fucking books, but nah, I'm not trying to look like that, dude. I don't even know who my favorite author would be. It's probably me. So yeah. I don't know if there's anybody that I would be like, I want to look exactly like this fucking
I'd love
guy.
to see like a George R.R. Martin lookalike contest.
That'd be a good contest. That would be a good contest. Maybe George Clooney is one that could exist in the future after he's dead and gone.
But also, I just want to say I love this guy's dedication. You know, coming back year after year, just
dude,
so close, and then he finally got it.
Finally got it done. Do you think they keep track though? They're like, you know, this fucking guy. What's his name? Garrett. They're like, Garrett over here has been coming for a decade.
Yeah.
Like, we got to give it to Garrett at some point, right? It's his 68th birthday. We don't know how many more he's going to have because he lives like Ernest Hemingway. Do these people slug whiskey all day and shit like Hemingway did? Wasn't he the guy who came up with that quote, like, you write drunk and edit sober? I'm pretty sure he was. I'm just going to say he was. That's a great quote, frankly.
And you're just going to give it to Ernest?
I'm pretty sure it was Ernest. In earnest, I'm giving it to him. Anyway, that's our first headline. Moving on. Second headline. Man survives fall into 2,000-foot gorge while taking selfie. And this article, just in general, is what? Why are you freaking out about the soundboard?
Nothing. You know, you're good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Kade just had a moment of panic, and he went over to the soundboard that records our show like something was wrong. Okay, so this is from the New York Post, which is just generally garbage journalism on every level. It says, better check your selfie before you wreck your selfie.
I was going to hit the drum kit.
Oh, that's what you were going for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, do it. Fucking, we've got time. Today's show isn't going to be that long. Boom! Look at
Nailed
that.
it.
You did it, but now you got to go back. So I have my other.
Go back.
It says a man in India is lucky to be alive after falling into a river during a selfie session gone horribly awry. The near miss occurred. I don't know how it's a near miss, but it occurred while Gopal Pundlik Chavan, a 30-year-old, had been exploring the Ajanta Caves, a series of majestic Buddhist cave temples carved into the rocks in Maharashtra. I mean, I got to be honest with you, it sounds fucking amazing. A series of majestic Buddhist cave temples. That's something I would be.
Yeah, get away from social media and technology and all that, and just go to the Buddhist cave temples
and take a fucking selfie and fall in. It says disaster struck after the adventurer reportedly tried to take a selfie and ended up plunging into a river. Okay, first of all, I just want to say, I don't think he fell 2,000 feet. It's a 2,000-foot gorge. I don't think he fell 2,000 feet. Because you would not survive that.
No.
I'm really confident. I'm not like a physicist. I don't know how much G-force that would be or anything and what it would do to the human body. But I'm pretty sure you can't survive a 2,000-foot fall into anything. Because that far, water becomes like concrete. Like, you're fucked. It's over. You're dead and gone. So I don't know how far he fell. It doesn't say how far he fell, which again, New York Post, shoddy journalism. But it says, thankfully, Siobhan survived the fall after he was fished out by authorities and Samaritans. And I have no choice but to pronounce this man's name like Siobhan from Succession. It's actually spelled Chavan. I don't know if that's Kavan, but...
Siobhan?
Chavan?
Sure.
Shaven.
Shaven.
Harrowing footage shows the moment that the climber was extracted from the water with a long rope manned by over 10 people. And when they say manned by over 10 people, they should have said by over 10 people on each fucking side. Because basically what they did is they got a really, really long rope, and they've got 10 guys on one side of the gorge and 10 guys on the other side of the gorge, and they are both holding the rope, and they lower it down into this fucking gorge where this idiot fell in taking a selfie, and then they pull back to get him out. And there's a lot of people on both sides. It's like a game of tug-of-war taking place, essentially, to make this man get out of the water. So it says rescuers said the man started swimming after the plunge, which gave them more time to extract him from the canyon. You got to figure, if you fall into the water, you swim.
Yeah, you got to go somewhere.
To survive. He should thank his lucky stars he's alive, as many high-altitude selfie takers haven't been so fortunate. Just this past fall... No pun intended. A sightseer died after plummeting 40 feet while snapping a cliffside selfie at a scenic hotspot in Brazil. In fact, a 2020 study found that more people die taking self-portraits than perish due to shark attacks.
That's not very shocking to me.
No, but it is sad. That many people are like, dude, I Googled selfie death, and there are like dozens of stories every year of morons taking selfies in mostly dangerously high situations and then plunging to their death. And that has to be just an absolutely terrible feeling on the way down.
Yeah, you don't even get to post it.
You don't even get the likes that you were going for, dog. You're just fucking gone. Splat. It's over. I mean, there are a lot of bad ways to go, a lot of dumb ways to die, but I may never take another selfie again just... because if that's the last thing I do, I feel like my entire life is ruined. Like everything else I accomplished is for naught. If I
you're
die,
be remembered as the guy that
took a fucking selfie and croaked, like that is super, super lame. Fortunately for this doofus, he survived. I think because he was like on a big tourist trip. It seemed like he was, in the video footage, it looked like there was a whole bunch of fucking people around. There's like 100 people watching him get rescued on top of the 10 people on each side of the rope that are pulling him up.
That'd be so wild if you're like, with a big group of people, you just saw someone just
drop
while they're trying to take a selfie. Oh my God.
Somebody gonna do something about it? And then it's embarrassing. It's even more embarrassing because it's like you might as well have died at that point because all these people know your dumbass fell in taking a selfie. Like while you're down there swimming and they're waiting like for the rope to get lowered in,
drown.
Everybody's talking about it. They're like, what happened? How did he fall? Oh, he was taking a selfie, Siobhan was. Had to get that fucking hot selfie off to let everybody know he's tight going and wandering the Buddhist caves.
Whew.
Sad. Very unfair. That's it for the headlines. Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped. This is a public service announcement. Manscaped now has beard products and is going even further with their brand new Weed Whacker 2.0. You know Manscaped as the company that takes care of all your needs as far as hair maintenance on your downstairs mix-up. Well, now you can go ahead and tell the world the leaders in below-the-waist grooming are traveling north of your South Pole with their revolutionary grooming products. The new Weed Whacker 2.0 and their new beard line confirms they have all the best tools for your hygiene box. If you're a man and you have hair on your body, Manscaped has the tools to help you take care of it. Time for you to upgrade your game by going to manscaped.com and using our code RBP for 20% off plus free shipping. I've been using their Beard Hedger Pro Kit on my face. It is the ultimate package that makes it even easier to craft your signature look. It all starts with the cordless electric beard hedger. It's tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to single-stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. It's waterproof, it's cordless, it has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard, so you don't have to have 20 different guards for your beard trimming situation anymore, which is huge. The Pro Kit also comes with 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for post-trim care. I had never used any of these before I got this Manscaped kit, and they're all awesome. I always heard about people using like beard balm and oil, beard shampoo and conditioner. They got all that. And they have 3 free gifts included as well, a beard brush, comb, and scissors. So you know how like sometimes when you shave, like one hair just like survives the shave somehow and it's just like poking out. The scissors, that's what they're for. Also, the brand new Weed Whacker 2.0 offers improved blades and skin-safe technology with a no-tugging guarantee, so that once you've taken care of your beard, you can take care of your ear and nose hairs. I use this thing pretty regularly. It is awesome. It has never been so painless to mind your manholes. And now that you have your face looking great, you must try Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0 for the full body grooming experience to get your downstairs mix-up looking right and tight as well. The 4.0 Performance Package now comes with the Weed Whacker 2.0 and all of the other below-the-waist grooming products Manscaped is known for. Your significant other will be delighted to see you covering all bases, if you know what I mean. So get 20% off and free shipping with our code RBP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off, plus free shipping at MANSCAPED, manscaped.com. Code RBP. Always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Grab your light, this is Stuff the Wikipedia when you're high.
Stuff the Wikipedia when you're high.
I cannot tell you how excited I am to never hear the phrase Barbenheimer ever again after all the Barbie and Oppenheimer hype this past couple weeks, but I figured we could do a Stuff to Wikipedia when you're high today related to the theatrical phenomenon. Kade, you saw Barbie already.
I did see it.
You even made a Barbie reference at the top of the pod.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that Kenergy. Got a lot of Kenergies trying to drain me on my Kenergy, you know?
Wow. I do now.
You do now.
I do now. You said it was funny, though? Like it was
Yeah, it was a good time.
Decently entertaining?
Yeah.
You weren't off-put by all the anti-patriarchy statements that were made?
No, I can see a joke and I can take a joke here and there, so it didn't offend me in any way, shape, or form because I'm very content with me as a man. So
Wow. Wow, that's rare these days.
I know, yeah, it's crazy.
Turns out.
Not everyone can say that.
No. A lot of the lesser men, I would say, are upset. They're upset with the film.
Just a little bit, yeah.
What's that fucking doofus's name who...
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro. He took a notepad. First of all, he went into his closet and he was like, what do I wear to be as anti-Barbie as possible? And he came out with like black jeans and a black button down.
And the ironic thing is, that's literally an outfit from the movie.
No
that
way.
Ken wears, yeah.
Oh my
It's literally just,
God.
black shirt and black jeans, yeah.
Is like Ken going to a funeral?
No, he actually performs a dance number, like a song and a dance number.
Love that.
Yeah, so.
Love that. Ken is played by
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
He's one of the Kens. There are multiple Kens in the film.
What? There's multiple Kens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're all Ken and all Barbie. They're just like different variations.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's one Alan.
I didn't know if there was going to be like a Ken multiverse or something.
No.
Yeah, but anyway, point is Ben Shapiro sucks balls. Who the fuck takes it? You can't even see like that in the theater to be like, but I guess he was like, well, I can't have my phone out because it's not allowed. So I'll bring my notepad and I'll take some notes about the amount of times they say patriarchy and how much I hate the wokeness of Mattel. Come on, dude. We're all just trying to have a laugh here. It's a fucking Barbie movie. Christ's sakes. Anyway, today's Stuff to Wikipedia when you're high is related to Oppenheimer, not Barbie, which I think I'm going to try to catch in theaters this week with Kade. I wanted to go this weekend, but the fucking kids, man.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me go watch the atomic bomb be
Well,
built.
are you cool with like sitting in the front row at the IMAX on
Hell
edibles?
no.
No? Okay.
No,
That's what I was planning on doing.
I've said it. Are you serious?
No, I'm just.
God, dude, I know somebody who went on fucking mushrooms this past weekend.
That is a very bold move.
Like, actually did it.
Yeah.
Like, really, really went and saw it. And I was like, dude, what's wrong with you? And on Instagram, I just like responded to his story. It was Dan Regester. He's been on the show before. I was like, Dan, this is a terrible idea. And he was like, I already did it. It was awesome. I was like, okay. I guess he survived. Now, just because Dan can do it doesn't mean like a normal human being could do it. I should be clear about that.
yeah,
Like,
Dan's built a little different.
yeah, he's built very different. And he's like the ultimate contrarian, Dan. So like I would say him being able to do it actually proves the point that you shouldn't do it. But yeah, I think if we try to go like in the morning, like, you know what I mean? Like 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like surely we can get good tickets for the fucking Alamo Draft House.
For sure.
I'm
yeah.
not going back to the IMAX for a while. I don't know if I said that on RBP or just Oysters, Clams, and Cockles or if it was on Patreon for RBP, but I'm IMAXed out, bro. That fucking Mission Impossible movie fried my brain. Anyway, today's Stuff to Wikipedia When You're High has to do with Oppenheimer, not so much with Barbie and Ken and Alan.
Yeah.
The Stuff to Wikipedia When You're High is Kokura. It's Kokura. It's an ancient castle town and the center of Kitakyushu, Japan, guarding the straits of, another word I can't pronounce, between Honshu and Kyushu with its suburb Moji. Kokura is also the name of the penultimate station on the southbound some train line, which is owned by JR West. Nobody cares. Ferries connect Kokura with Matsuyama and Shikoku and Busan in South Korea. Kokura was the primary target for the Fat Man bomb on August 9th, 1945. So that's the second atomic bomb, I believe. I guess we'll probably get to it. But on the morning of the raid, the city was obscured by morning fog. So basically, this was the other place we were going to drop a nuke, and it was too foggy, so they switched up the location to Nagasaki.
Wow, they dodged a bullet.
Like the largest bullet of all time. And it's just fucking crazy because like I do not remember when I learned about the atomic bomb and its like creation and obviously its impact on World War II and all that. I believe I was in like, I want to say like 8th grade, the first round of education on this I received. And they didn't mention shit about the luckiest city in the history of the fucking world, Kokura, which seriously, like that, I think that would fuck me up for the rest of my life. Like if we got nuked and they turned out like it was like Dallas, let's just say Dallas for fun. Dallas gets nuked and then it comes out like, yeah, they were going to nuke Austin, but it was too hot or something. We don't have fog often, so I doubt it would be a fog situation, but I think that would mess me up for the rest of my life. Like, it should have been me. You know what I mean? Anyway, it says Kokura had also been mistaken for the neighboring city of Yahata the day before the reconnaissance missions. Since the mission commander, Major Charles Sweeney, had orders to drop the bomb visually and not by radar, he ended up diverting to the secondary target, Nagasaki, because there was too much fog coverage at Kokura. So the Fat Man, also known as Mark III, which I do remember at one point I was in a museum, and I believe it was in Washington, D.C., if I'm not mistaken, and I believe it was also 8th grade, maybe as a result of that whole lecture. We went on a field trip or whatever. We were in D.C. We went and saw, like, Jefferson Monument and fucking Lincoln and all that shit. And then we went to this museum, and they had a life-size or, I guess, to-scale fake Fat Man bomb. And it was about the size of this room that we're sitting in. It's a big-ass bomb. I mean, but in my childlike head, when I was imagining what a nuclear bomb would look like, I figured it would be like the size of a house because I was an idiot. I mean, you have to be able to put it on a plane and have it not weigh down the plane to the point that the plane couldn't fly. So they had to make it relatively small considering the amount of damage it does. And I'm sure for anybody that's already seen Oppenheimer, I sound like an idiot right now, but I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know all the stuff y'all know fresh on the top of your heads right now. Anyway, Fat Man was the code name for the type of nuclear bomb the United States detonated over the Japanese city of Nagasaki on August 9th, 1945. It was the second of the only 2 nuclear weapons ever used in warfare, the first being Little Boy, and its detonation marked the 3rd nuclear explosion in history. I have to note, considering the seriousness, the severity of the act, the fact that we just slapped the nicknames Fat Man and Little Boy onto these things like it was just no big deal is just it's like adding insult to injury. It says it was built by scientists and engineers at Los Alamos Laboratory using plutonium from the Hanford site and was dropped from a Boeing B-29 Super Fortress boxcar piloted by Major Charles Sweeney. The name Fat Man refers to the early design of the bomb because it had a wide, round shape. And I mean, it was like a chode. Chode is what I would have gone with.
Codename Chode?
Yeah, if they'd left it up to me. Fat Man was an implosion-type nuclear weapon with a solid plutonium core. The first of that type to be detonated was the Gadget in the Trinity nuclear test less than a month earlier on July 16th at the Alamogordo bombing and gunnery range in New Mexico, which obviously is where a lot of the Oppenheimer movie takes place in New Mexico. 2 more were detonated during the Operation Crossroads nuclear tests at Bikini Atoll in 1946, and some 120 of these bombs were produced between 1947 and 1949 when it was superseded by the Mark IV nuclear bomb, and then the Fat Man was retired in 1950. Did they just stick for the Mark IV? They were like, we got to stop with the nicknames. This is...
Yeah, well, yeah, did they not give it one?
It's just the Mark IV.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Tall Man or some shit. Like, what else do you... I mean, I guess they had retired all of their good ideas. Anyway, yeah. That's... The Kokoro thing is crazy. I had not heard that story before. That is wild. Just because I think, like, on impact, I think between 30 and 50,000 people died, like, immediately. And then another 30, 50,000 as a result of the radiation sickness and the leukemia, and then obviously an extremely devastating weapon that really fucked up 2 Japanese cities about as badly as you can fuck anything up in terms of human history anyway. It's just mind-boggling to think that there was another city that was actually the second target and they had to switch it up because of fog, and everybody in Kokura got to go to sleep safely that night. Everybody in Nagasaki was not so good. Not such a good spot. Crazy shit. History is wild. Really wild, kid.
Right, yeah.
Should learn about it.
We should learn some more about it.
We're trying a little bit at a time
Yeah.
while we're high. Wikipediaing things. You know? That's the way I like to do it. Today's episode is also brought to you by Bird Dogs, making the most comfortable and versatile shorts, pants, and bathing suits in the entire world. I have been wearing Bird Dogs for several years now. They can't be beaten. They're constantly coming out with new designs. I've got literally an entire drawer in my house filled with about 20 pairs of Bird Dogs at this point, and they all have really funny names. Each different design has a different funny name, like Art Fart Knockers, Duffy the Vampire Slayers, Uncle Bucks, Teddy Rubskins, Forest Pumps, Marco Pool Boys, Zero Dark 30s, and Tight Wads. Those are all pairs that I actually own. I wear them to sleep, to do yard work, to work out, to go to the pool, to go swimming. I wear them to do pretty much everything. They look great and they feel great. They're amazing. If you want to look like money while you're working in the yard or swimming at the pool or going to the bar to take in those hot summer nights, Bird Dogs are the move, friend. And their pants are great. If you go to a golf course if you're one of these psychos who's like, well, I don't golf in shorts. First of all, fuck you. Second of all, Bird Dogs pants are phenomenal for going golfing because they're so breathable and lightweight, and they look really, really good at the same time. I mean, you could literally wear them to the office to work if you wanted to, and I don't think anybody would know that you're as comfortable as you are. So click on the link in the description below to go to birddogs.com/Bolin and enter code BOLEN, BOLEN, at checkout. They will throw in a free Yeti-style tumbler with every order, like the one I'm holding in my hand if you're watching on YouTube. That's birddogs.com, code BOLEN, birddogs.com/Bolin to make sure you look good all summer long. You'll get a free Yeti-style tumbler with every order, birddogs.com/Bolin, code BOLEN. As you may have heard, Kade, Twitter owner Elon Musk has begun the process of rebranding the long-standing and iconic internet website from Twitter into simply X. The letter X. Just X. That's it.
Yeah.
Just X. Here's a little bit from the New York Times before I get into what I have to say. The tech billionaire who bought Twitter last year renamed the social platform X.com on its website and started replacing the bird logo with a stylized version of the 24th letter of the Latin alphabet. So first of all, as of the time of recording today, 2:37 p.m. Central Time, July 24th, 2023, there is a hilarious discrepancy depending on where you're at on what branding you're getting. So if you go to twitter.com, it redirects you to x.com, but the branding on the login page says like welcome to Twitter, but then it has the X logo on like above it and then like the giant X over to the side, and it's just a mess. So there's Twitter in some places still, X in some places, the bird logo in some places. My app hasn't changed, for example.
Yeah,
It's
mine hasn't either.
still a little bird. But I imagine he's just got like 20 guys in a room right now, and he's just like standing in there yelling at them, like, change this thing, now change this thing, now change. And they're just like one at a time going through and like having to rebrand everything, and it just seems like a chaotic mess. Back to the article from the New York Times. It says, inside Twitter's headquarters in San Francisco, X logos were projected in the cafeteria while conference rooms were renamed to words with X in them, including exposure, exult, and sexy. But the sexy is spelled S3XY. Mr. Musk had long said he might make the name change, but he hastened the process in a tweet early Sunday morning when he declared that, quote, soon we will bid adieu to the Twitter brand and, gradually, all the birds. He has said he hopes to turn Twitter into a, quote, everything app, end quote, called X, that would encompass not only social networking, but also banking and shopping. Mr. Musk has long been interested in the X name. In 1999, he helped found X.com, which was an online bank. The company changed its name after it merged with another startup to form what would become the online payments company PayPal, which is, of course, where he got most of his initial fortune, that he then invested into Tesla and then into SpaceX, and kind of made him who he is today. So in 2017, Mr. Musk said he repurchased the X.com domain from PayPal, and at the time he tweeted, no plans right now, but it has great sentimental value to me, and who would have known? He'd go buy Twitter for $44 billion and then change it up to X.com. It says Tesla, Mr. Musk's electric automaker, also has a sport utility vehicle called the Model X. One of Mr. Musk's son, AEA12 Musk, is often called X for short. The holding companies created to close the acquisition of Twitter were named X Holdings. Mr. Musk also leads an artificial intelligence company called XAI. He posted on Sunday, I like the letter X. So last night I tweeted or X'd. I don't...
Is that the thing
what
now?
the fuck? That's part of the problem here in terms of branding, I suppose. But I said, nothing else has gone right. Let's just rename the entire fucking app. Sure, why not? And this started a snowball of Elon Musk fanboys coming from my throat, which has extended into today and is frankly absolutely hilarious. I noticed this one lady, Linda Yaccarino, whatever. She tweeted, X is the future state of unlimited interactivity, centered in audio, video, messaging, payments, and banking, creating a global marketplace for ideas, goods, services, and opportunities. Powered by AI, X will connect us all in ways we're just beginning to imagine. So I quote tweeted that with the I think you should leave meme. What the hell are you talking about?
It sounds like something Kendall Roy would say or tweet.
Exactly.
Just
It's
throwing a
just
bunch
nonsense.
of nonsense words, yeah.
Buzzwords. Just bunch of buzzwords. I mean, you can't. She said it's centered in audio, video, messaging, payments, banking. It's not centered in anything. It's just everything. And there is no everything app. Apparently there's something in China that's basically this concept where there's like this one app that a whole bunch of people use for literally all of their banking, plus their shopping, plus their social media sharing. I just don't think that will work in terms of the way Americans view like the internet and apps and shit.
Why do we need to combine banking and social media?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is happening. And that's like, that was my main point in poking fun at this, is that like it sounds stupid. I'm not saying there's no way this can possibly be a thing, but just as a guy who spent his entire career on the internet and dealing with social media, I don't see it. I really don't see it if you're going to name the thing fucking X. Like, that's just not a good brand name. It just fundamentally not a good brand. The logo stinks. It stinks. It's like like one of the bars in the X is just one bar, and then the other one is like a little bit more complex. It's like 2 bars that go through it. Just like, fucking hell, dude. So as I began making fun of this, one of Elon Musk's stans replied, "Hate jerking it to Elon is your new hobby." And another guy replied, "Hating arguably the most important man of the past 5 years just because the internet tells you to is prime soy boy mentality." I don't even know what the fuck that means. I had to Google soy boy mentality because I'm just like, I still don't know off the top of my head. A soy boy is a pejorative term sometimes used in online communities to describe men perceived to be lacking masculine characteristics. I can think of few things less masculine than defending Elon Musk on his $44 billion Play toy that he bought, which is what like a whole bunch of people spend the majority of their time doing at this point. And yes, I do talk about Elon a lot because he fucking comes up a lot. He can't stop doing inexplicably weird and or blatantly idiotic shit. And that's weird. It's hard for me to compute in my brain. Like, the dude behind what I see and most people see as pretty visionary projects, including electronic vehicles into the mainstream, which he is undoubtedly should receive credit for, and then the whole SpaceX thing, like, the guy does know what he's doing on some level, even if it's just manipulating already existing businesses and smart people to do what he wants. But like, when I look at what he's done with Twitter, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If I became the wealthiest man in the world, buying Twitter and spending a whole bunch of time on it would be near the bottom of the list of things I would want to do. Like, Twitter is a relatively toxic and shitty place, and it kind of always has been. I'm not even putting that just on him. It's been that way for a while. And they had a really hard time, the old management, of like turning it into something different. Like, it was just full of trolls and like spam bots, and like, it still is. Like, he didn't change any of that. It still very the fuck much is. But I don't know why you would that's why I'm so fascinated with the dude. Like, so fascinated by him. It's an insane decision to pay $44 billion for the tweet machine and then burn, I think, what is like 15, 17 years of branding? Like, one of the most noticeable and iconic brands in the entire world, that stupid little blue bird. And he went, nah, the letter X. The fuck is that? Can you even copyright and trademark a singular letter of the alphabet? I'm not sure you can.
I don't think so, no.
I don't know how this is going to work, even on just the simplest level. Like, just that question alone. If I'm in the meeting, I'd be like, nah, we probably shouldn't do this shit. I don't think we can trademark and copyright and own a letter of the alphabet. Also, I don't think that fucking Linda Yaccarino's idea about an app where you do audio, video, messaging, payments, and banking and have goods and services and opportunities powered by AI, like, that just sounds like you attempting to like kickstart the robot revolution that kills us. Like, that's what that sounds. It sounds like the start of Terminator.
Well, maybe that's Elon's goal. I don't know.
Just wants to wipe us out.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I just don't understand. Like, okay, so then another dude said to me, the grown adult that begs people to donate money to him through Patreon to talk about TV shows mocks the accomplishments of a much better, more accomplished and successful men. Nice flex. And yes, he said men, not me. I think he thinks Elon is more than one person in his mind. But first of all, I don't beg people to donate money to me on Patreon. It's not a donation. We're running a fucking business here. It's a small business with only 4 full-time employees, for the record.
Yeah, it's just like if, Elon's trying to get people to subscribe to Twitter Blue.
For fucking $8 if you use the app, the X app.
And the difference between us and them is you're actually getting some high-quality content. I don't know what you're getting with Twitter Blue.
Thank you, Kade. But anyway, I've had these fucking Elon psychos going at me all day today. And the thing is, like, even maybe a year ago, Ross would have been triggered by all the hatred flying my way. But now I just find it to be incredibly funny. I don't understand how your personality ends up being. It reminds me of like younger Ross adamantly defending James Harden online. Like people would be like, James Harden is a lazy bum who's never won anything of note. And then I would spend hours of my life on this app that will soon be called X telling people why they were wrong about James Harden, which in hindsight was incredibly juvenile and stupid and a massive waste of energy and time.
Well, yeah, because you're not going to change their opinions.
No,
either
not
way.
at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. And that's one of the things that I've come to accept about these Elon fanboys is that it's almost like a religion. Like they just believe in this dude so much that they like that a lot of their personal identity is wrapped up in what he does. So when I go on there and shit on it, it's like I'm shitting on them. But I don't even know them. I don't even know Elon. I'm just saying it's funny to me that he does dumb shit with all this money. Like, that's so much money to just destroy one of the most popular social media apps in the world. It's a crazy thing to me. And if you, like, he's the richest man alive. He doesn't need you on Twitter or whatever the fuck it's called defending him. He doesn't care. He's not going to see it and come shake your hand and like give you a Tesla.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
That's never going to happen. James Harden never gave a shit that I spent countless hours online defending his name and his beard and his general body of work. No, he went to Philly and put on like 30 fucking pounds, didn't win shit, and now he's forcing his way out of there. And now there's nothing I can really say to defend the guy at this point, other than that he was one of the greatest offensive talents in the history of basketball when he played for the Houston Rockets. And similarly, you can say Elon Musk and what he's done with Tesla and SpaceX and whatever, inarguably one of the great business innovators in modern history, if not ever. I'm not saying any of that's not true. I'm just saying he also might be a dumbass. Like, it's entirely possible. And I'm still trying to figure this out as a 36-year-old man, because I regularly see these guys, mostly it's men, who have outrageous amounts of success. And then they do things that, to my pea brain, seem utterly idiotic. And I don't know how both of those things can be the case. It just blows my mind. But yeah, nobody is arguing that Elon is not incredibly accomplished and wealthy, but riding his dick on the internet does not in any way, shape, or form, like, it's like they think it's gonna, like, the transitive property will somehow transfer some of his success to them if they ride his dick hard enough.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if Elon said, if you let me come on your face, then you'll like inherit like my success, like you'll be as successful as me.
These fuckers would be in line.
Yeah,
dude.
and if you swallow, the process will
Double.
yeah.
It'd be twice as fast.
Yeah.
God, it's unbelievable. I'm happy to be proven wrong here. I really, really am. If it works and X is like this great app that we all use to do everything all of the time, everything everywhere all at once, like, fine, great, whatever, man. Like, I don't know, fuck. But it makes me think like this is why he had to take the company private. Because when he bought Twitter, he took it private, which means that every single person who owned Twitter stock, which was a whole shitload of people, they got paid out for the share value, and then now he owns all of it. So there's no shareholders, there's no board, it's just him. And I think that's because if he had kept it a public company and done all the dumb shit that he has done, he'd be getting sued left and right constantly by shareholders for like mismanagement or whatever the fuck it is that happens when you blow up a public company and you make terrible decisions. They're trying to do this with I saw the Ron DeSantis went on one of the talk shows this past weekend and said that they're looking into filing like a crazy lawsuit against Bud Light on behalf of the shareholders because they did that Dylan Mulvaney ad and then their stock has plummeted ever since, saying that was like, you know, unfair to investors or whatever. But that's the whole point of investing in a company. You literally like anyway, the point is I can't believe how poorly this has gone. It's like every time I think like, all right, now he's hit rock bottom and I think Twitter will probably start to improve from here. No, he finds another way to just like shit on it and make it even worse. And part of the reason that I'm so passionate about it is because I've spent 14 fucking years of my life on Twitter making content, saying dumb shit, tweeting random useless rap lyrics, collecting followers and using the platform to market my livelihood. So the worse he makes it, the less valuable the 30 however many thousand followers I have are. And people are just leaving in droves. And now there's a fucking competitor, the stupid Threads, which sucks it sucks balls in there. It's just brand only Twitter. It'd be like if Twitter was only brands, that's what Threads is currently. It won't be like that forever, but it is definitely what it is right now. And he's just wrecking. It was my favorite place on the whole internet, Kade. I fucking loved Twitter, man. And now it doesn't even exist. It's just the letter X. The 24th letter in the fucking alphabet. I don't even get how you could just go with X instead of like Z. Like at least that'd be like the end all be all. Like the last letter. You know?
Right,
X. Yeah. I don't know, man. Guy's out there though, and he's doing it. He's doing crazy shit. You got to give that to him. It makes me scared of my car a little bit too. Like I get in my car and I'm driving. I have a Tesla. And that's the other thing I try to explain to these fucking idiots that come at me on Twitter. I'm like, bro, it's not like I'm like so anti-Elon Musk. I literally only have his cars in my garage. There's 2 Teslas in my garage. I own, in like my little stock portfolio, my like personal stock portfolio, there's only one stock that I have more money in than Tesla. And it's NVIDIA. And that's just pure luck. Because I put like, you know, however much money into NVIDIA back when I was buying all these gaming PCs in 2020. I was like, I don't know, NVIDIA seems tight. That was literally the whole motive behind it. And it went up a shitload because it turns out they're like deep as balls into AI or whatever. But the point is, I am more financially invested in Elon Musk's success at this point than like most people. I would like it if he would stop doing dumb shit, but he just won't stop. So I'm going to make fun of it because that's the only other thing I can do. This is how I deal with it. But I'm upsetting all these people who are like deeply entrenched in his identity. Is there a single person I could make fun of that would upset you to this degree?
Not really, because like the people that I like, I was gonna say like LeBron. If you like were shitting on him all the time, I probably
It already happens. People shit on LeBron all the
yeah,
time.
but like not to like the extent you do with Elon. But like I don't even think I still would be like upset about that.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron's only done one thing that was arguably stupid to me, and it was the whole China defense deal back in the day. Other than that, he's just generally like a big hilarious doofus sometimes. He tries to claim he knew shit before it happened, like that type of thing. Like there's that meme about LeBron. But LeBron is a great example of somebody that it's like no matter how much hate you lob their way, if they keep proving that they are who they say they are, then at some point the hate just stops. Elon is doing the opposite of that. Like he just can't stop doing shit that like most people look at it and go, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that was fucking stupid. And then he just has his little band of troll boys.
Yeah.
Just
Which,
defending him.
And it's usually, like that dude said, he's probably the most important person of the last 5 years. That's just an outrageous thing to say. Like, based on what metric? Do you mean like, you think he's saving the world and that's the thing?
Yeah, they don't give you like any...
Like, what do you mean?
Anything to like back up that claim. They just like throw out a blatant statement and just...
The most important person of the last 5 years. Just out of all of the people in the world, billions and billions of people, he is just the most important person just of the last 5 years, though. So since 2018.
Yeah.
Since 2018, he's the most important person in the world. Maybe the most influential, but that doesn't... What is important? What the fuck does that even mean? I don't know what to make of these people anymore. If you're one of them and you're listening, I don't want to talk about it. We don't have to talk about it anymore. I'm just saying, this is how my job works. I see something that I think is funny, and then I comment on it or I make jokes about it. If you don't want me to comment on or make jokes about your boy, tell him to stop doing hilarious shit. That's how this all stops. Like, if I went, Kade, all right, Kade, we're on a downward trajectory. We're losing listeners. We got to do something to shake shit up. So we're going to take the Ross Bolin podcast, and from now on, it's called Z, because I'm really into that letter. People would make fun of me for that because it's stupid.
Yeah, there's no like brand identity or anything.
It's just a letter in the alphabet, bro. That's not a thing. Like anybody who's gone to school or studied marketing or spent any time in the field of like branding and advertising would look at this and go, "Yeah, that's fucking stupid." That's all it takes for me to think it's funny. Like it's fucking insane to spend $44 billion on something that frankly worked pretty well. I mean, it wasn't profitable, but like I thought he was taking care of that by firing everybody or whatever. Now I just don't. Taking the whole thing, changing the entire brand, the name, losing the bird, and turning it into X is insane. And I know there's all these idiots on Twitter who are like, well, that's it. That's the end. It's over now. It's like, probably not. It's still going to be here. And like, I've lost faith that Twitter or X can even be killed because Threads is just so dog shit to me right now. I'm just like, after 3 days, I was like, oh no, this
isn't great. Yeah.
Zuck. I'm just seeing a bunch of Wiz Khalifa.
I do see a lot of Wiz.
I don't know why. I unfollowed him. Like, I didn't even know I followed Wiz Khalifa on Instagram, and you know how it like automatically followed everybody you followed on Instagram? I was seeing every single Wiz Khalifa thread where he's like, rolling more doobies. And it's like a photo of like 80 joints that he just rolled. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. That's like his day's supply. And then, so finally I was like, that's enough Wiz. And I unfollowed Wiz Khalifa on Threads. It didn't matter. He's still at the top of my fucking
every
app.
Single thread, yeah.
Every time I open it, it's Wiz Khalifa, and then it's Zuckerberg's one-word replies to celebrities. He's like, nice.
Nice.
He does the thing Elon does on Twitter. Like clearly they see a level of engagement because of that, and they keep seeing their followers keep going up, so they just go around replying to people.
Yeah. Great thread. So relatable.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. It's like, fuck, dude, just fucking internet, man. It's just, it keeps finding ways to get worse. So anyway, I'll be on X the rest of the day arguing with a bunch of fucking basement dwellers.
I hope I can keep Twitter as long as I can. I'm not going to go into the App Store and update it if that's a thing that's possible right now.
It's not, because I checked right before we came in here and it didn't give me an option. But yeah, these fuckers, man. These fucking fuckers. They're just in there. Anyway, hopefully we can get into Oppenheimer this week. What else? That's all I got.
Did you listen to any of those Kade songs?
I listened to the I think like 10 different songs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're not converted to a vampire now?
No, not yet.
No.
No.
I didn't think so. Just doesn't seem like your bag.
No, that dude has a crazy fan base though.
Oh yeah. And it's it's really great being a Kade fan because he never drops music, even though he always says he is.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that aspect.
He seems like a really frustrating asshole.
He really is. He is going on tour though, and he seems like I think he does a good job performing, even if he does just like yell a lot. Like
he's just screaming.
Yeah, just like his shows seem insane. I like kind of want to go, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I fit in with that crowd. I'm not.
Well, if you go, just don't take a selfie in the middle of the mosh pit and die that way, because that's not...
That's definitely one way someone would go out for sure.
That's not what you want. But yeah, I've been trying to get into Playboy Kade. If you're wondering what we're talking about, there's a rapper. His name's Playboy Kade. He's a very polarizing individual.
Yeah, you definitely, like, if you listen to stuff, you either hate him or you love him.
And I've heard some of his songs where, like, there's a couple of the ones you recommended where I'm like, okay, I can see why this is a hit. But then there's like the next two, I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? What the fuck is this? It's kind of like that new Lil Uzi Vert album where there's like a few songs where I'm like, all right, sick, yeah, this is fucking good beat, good shit. I don't really know what you're talking about, but yeah, for sure. And then there's other songs where I'm like, is this like heavy metal rap? What the fuck is this? He's just yelling at me. So aggressive, bro.
Yeah.
Such an angry little man, Uzi. He looks so happy.
He seems so nice, though.
He looks so happy and nice. He's like a little anime character with diamonds all over his fucking face. Every time I see a picture of this dude, he's got another piercing somewhere on his face. I didn't even know you could just do that. You can just go in and be like, pierce my fucking face.
Yeah, just the cheekbones, your forehead,
They're everywhere. Yeah, and he like takes out that giant forehead diamond sometimes.
Yeah, that was fucking so weird.
I don't understand how that's working. Like from how is it held in? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm trying to get into Playboy Kade. That'll do it for today's show. Please support our sponsors by hitting the links in the description of this episode and using our dedicated URLs. and codes. That is how we pay the bills here at Bolin Media, outside of begging people to donate on Patreon. You can find links to all of our sponsors for today's episode in the description below. To check out our other shows, go to bolinmedia.com. We've got J-Bone, Jared Borislow, hosting Formula Bone, covering F1 all season long on youtube.com/@FormulaBone, where the same guy wins every single race. Literally. Max Verstappen. But Formula Bone is awesome. If you're an F1 fan, Jared does a phenomenal job making it much more entertaining than, frankly, it would be without him, because the same guy wins every single race.
And he did get his ban lifted from Instagram.
He did,
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we had to go through an actual Meta employee because their support is dog shit. And, an ex-coworker of ours got us hooked up so that Jared's Instagram and Threads accounts are back, so go follow @Formula Bone on Instagram and Threads. We've got Oysters, Clams, and Cockles, where most recently we covered Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 with a little review, and we talked about the Emmys. And next up, we're going to be talking about Barbie and Oppenheimer, obviously. Barrett saw Barbie already. That's my co-host, and I'm going to try to get into Oppenheimer as soon as possible. Go to bolinmedia.com/shop to grab yourself some RBP merch. We don't sell Sauron shirts yet, but I'm working on it. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. X and Instagram. See?
It just doesn't sound
See what I
right.
mean? @WR Bolin. Cade, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on all the social medias @Kade Orris. That's with a K.
Cade with a K.
Kadeorris.
This episode of RBP is presented by Bolin Media, and video of today's show was produced by Kade Orris. Go to youtube.com/@the_Ross_Bolin podcast for full video of our show. Subscribe. We'll be back later this week with another ad-free premium edition of the Ross Bolin podcast, available exclusively to our supporters on patreon.com/Ross Bolin podcast, who, in exchange for a minimum pledge of just $5 a month, not a donation, it's a pledge, you get even more, you double the amount of this show every single week. Every week we do one of these that you get on Spotify or Apple or YouTube or whatever, and we do one that's only available on Patreon in exchange for your almost direct support. Patreon.com/Ross Bolin podcast. Until next time, peace be with you and also with you.